was hard for me, as you know.
It kind of helped with our communication, like as sisters. I feel like we don't have the best communication.
I'm more worried about your wedding than I am about
Really?
Sam's. Yeah.
Also, thank God you got engaged first, because I took your list.
Yeah.
Which
And then
amazing.
you crossed out whoever you
Yes.
want.
I was kind of worried because they kind of chose something that you wanted.
We do take that expectation on a little bit.
And we're not going to make a big deal about it, even though the two of you wanted to get married the same year.
How are we supporting each other without stepping on toes? Welcome to Wedding Wednesday, the podcast that's about to spill all the tea on what it's like to plan a wedding from the bride's perspective. I'm creating the podcast I need to keep me sane and feeling less alone as I plan my own wedding. We're diving deep into the hilarious, messy, and sometimes crazy world of wedding planning and wedding horror stories. Get ready to laugh, cry, and maybe feel a little less alone in this wedding planning madness. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a lot better now, especially that we've
planned it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we needed.
It's all we needed. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad you girls did work it out because, yeah, I was getting a little bit frazzled. And I told you need to nip it in the bud because you were talking to me and Sam was talking to me. And one was saying, why isn't she coming to me directly? And the other one was, okay. So, and
we were
valid
trying
points.
not on exactly this question.
Yeah.
We were not trying to step on each other's toes.
Right.
Ended up doing so anyway. Ended up chatting.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up fixing it.
Yes.
Yeah. And all in the span of one day, which I was really happy about.
Sort of. Yeah.
Well, the most of it, I guess, was done the first day.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the day, the four of you were talking and working it out. So that was the right step.
I know you're trying not to step on my toes actively, and I try not to step on your toes too, but I want to know, like, how do you actively do that for me, if you will?
Well, before I was just like doing my thing without like thinking, oh, maybe like I'll step on her toes. Also kind of thinking about it too. Like, how do I make this like the least stressful for everybody and the most enjoyable for me?
Yeah.
Also, I thought it'd be like super exciting and fun to like share that, we're both getting married together in the same year.
Yeah.
It'd be so cute, like planning things, doing like our florals together. I don't know, like just, I thought it'd be really cute. And it's just, I'm still trying not to step like on each other's toes. But definitely like I said earlier, like having Sid help us like plan everything helped. In terms of like bachelorette parties, like I still don't know what I really want to do. So that might be like I don't want to like spring it on you last minute next year, but we'll see what I'm feeling. I have no idea what I'm feeling. But yeah, I'm still trying to be respectful and cautious. And
I think it's what you said, which is like trying to think about me while you with your decisions.
for sure.
I'm also trying to think about you with my decisions. And I know sometimes my reactions or my feelings will hurt yours. But I'm trying to, like you just said, like make this enjoyable for everybody, but also myself. And I have my visions of my own weddings. And if that does clash with your wedding, I try and be transparent with you. And that's like that's how I've tried not to step on your toes is with communication. But regardless, it does happen. You step on mine, I step on yours. But like, I think all we can do is discuss it really ultimately.
Yes. I guess I didn't realize how, because I'm like so like nonchalant about things. Like it doesn't, like I'm open to whatever. I guess me not thinking like, oh, this might like step on her toes. Like, I guess I didn't think of that.
I think you didn't, but to be fair, I didn't vocalize this. But for me, I didn't vocalize this. So that's not on you, that's on me. But for me, my wedding 2 years at this point is I'm trying to savor every second.
For sure, which is fine. Me too.
Yeah, I know. But
maybe
you're more
like,
easy than me.
Yeah, like for me, like the year doesn't have to be about me. Like the month can be about me when like I have to grind and like make sure everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Like for you, maybe because you're having a bigger wedding, like it's a bigger thing. You're also the first daughter in the family. He's the first like son in the family getting married. So you guys see it like differently. I don't see it like that. I see it as like, oh, we're gonna get married and like it'll be nice and and then it'll be done. And it'll be fun.
You're not
know?
overthinking it as much.
No, it doesn't really bother me that much. Like,
Yeah, because both of you were the second to get married.
Yeah,
True.
maybe,
Family.
maybe because
as
we're the
well.
second kids, you know.
Not that it's less important, but
No, but we're
Yeah.
just like, it'll get done and
Yeah.
it'll be fun. But for now, like, it's in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. And by the way, I do think it's really sweet that we get to plan our wedding at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying, like I said, like to balance both of our everything.
Emotions.
Emotions,
and-
I'm trying to manage my own emotions, like literally on top of managing,
Mhm.
everybody
For sure.
else's and being respectful. And I'm not perfect and neither are you.
Mhm.
And that's okay. But as long as we discuss, I think it's going to
Yeah.
be okay.
We'll get
yeah,
it
because
done.
unfortunately, it's not just the two of you
Yeah.
getting married. It's also your parents
Yeah,
are getting
it's the
implicated.
families.
Maybe siblings are throwing things into the mix. Friends might be saying
Siblings
things.
are definitely throwing
grandparents.
things into the mix. And I'm just like, whoa, did not expect that. Not in a
Yeah.
bad way, but it's just like some people take decisions for your wedding without consulting you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, oh, you just have to roll with it to an extent.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. I know. Even grandparents have expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yes.
when you got engaged and we were planning your engagement party, and then as we were moving closer, my mother kept asking, so when's Sam's term? Can we get through Adriana's first before we worry about Sam? There's nothing, they're talking about it, but
That's so
there's
cute.
nothing, and all of a sudden they did get engaged. So she was excited about it.
Yeah.
So, because unfortunately they are getting older. And
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
How do our grandparents feel about us getting married so close? Have they said anything?
my dad had no opinion at all.
Okay.
No
Maybe
opinion at all.
He didn't say anything.
didn't
It's usually I have conversation with my mother more than I do with my dad. She was happy. She was happy. I think was happy about it too. She was
Yeah.
like going with the flow, If they wanted to wait a year
Oh,
difference or 2
Gito
months
said something to
difference.
me.
Did she?
Gito said something to me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
True.
Everybody was happy from what I could tell because they want to be there for our wedding.
Yeah.
So rightfully so, knock on wood, if everything goes to plan, only 2
Right.
months apart, we can
Right.
have our grandparents. But he did say a little snide remark.
Oh no.
But he's known to do these.
I don't know if I
Exactly.
should share it or not. But he just said like, oh my gosh, you're going to ruin us
Oh
financially.
yeah. Yeah. No, I think he was kidding about that.
Of course he was kidding.
Yeah.
He was 100%. It was a joke, but there's a lot of truth in joke.
Yes, always.
I think that's what he was thinking. But I think first emotion is happy. Yeah. If anything, they
think
wanted us
so.
to get engaged, like Mom was saying.
Definitely.
Yeah, they were definitely happy. I told them
Yeah.
they were both on FaceTime at the same time, and you could tell on their faces that they were happy with the news. And then when you got engaged, they were happy about that too. So
And
yeah.
don't forget, which is so odd because at their time when they got married, weddings were not this big thing.
No,
By the time our parents' generation got married, it became this massive thing.
Could be because they never had that. So maybe they
Maybe.
wanted
it's
that
very
for
commercial. It's
their,
become very
kids.
commercial.
That's
There's-
what it is.
and everybody's
yeah.
trying to outdo somebody else's.
Exactly.
You know,
It's kinda sad.
Yeah, it is sad. I
Yeah.
find it sad.
Yeah.
And
But
I
they
don't know
also didn't
how-
have the money to do it either back then.
But like I'm hearing from my grandparents, my in-laws, you guys even, like that's just what we do, right? There's like certain traditions where that's what we do. But how did they go from their wedding not being what they do to like now when we're getting married, this is what we do? Like where did that transition come from? Because my grandparents got married, very small wedding. How did we go from that to like now would be the new norm is like the 300-person thing. We got to do all the traditions. We got to, I wonder.
Could be because they moved to Canada and like they're trying to hold their traditions.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
part of
good
it.
theory.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
very
yeah.
good point.
That's like one of the ways.
I think that's
know.
one thing,
Yeah.
and everybody wants to outdo somebody
For
else.
sure.
to an
as well.
extent, I guess.
You know, you should have been at so and so's wedding. How amazing it was! Oh, it's like great. The expectations. now
Yeah,
are
the
up here.
parents are always going to be speaking
Yeah,
about their kids'
exactly.
weddings for years.
I mean, we like to boast about our children. It's a natural thing to do,
sure.
but there's boasting, and then sometimes gets out of hand.
yeah.
Yeah. And we do judge weddings. I mean, myself included. Antoine and I do a debrief after every wedding we go to. I mean, we're like, we like the food. We didn't like this. We like that. We didn't like that. We want this for our wedding. Okay, next time we'll do that. Like, it is normal to kind of judge. And it's going to happen to us. And I guess like there's nothing we can do. But I think now we're going back to slowly starting to be like, okay, no, let's go back to that smaller wedding that like kind of like how you're approaching it. Like it's not this big thing. It's a very important thing in a couple's lives, but it's not like the biggest thing on the planet. And it's a good thing. And what's great about our family is that we're going to get to experience both kinds.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
The shopping of the dress. Sam, what did you feel? We both went for the first time together. My mom was there. And let me say, I love the fact that it was just the three of us. When I see 10 bridesmaids, all the in-laws, even the dad is there. It's just like, oh my God.
Too many opinions.
Yeah, way too
So
many
much.
opinions.
And for especially the first time ever, it's nice to have like way less opinions. So I had my vibe, like how I felt about it, but how did you feel about the whole experience?
Oh God, I was so overwhelmed. We like walked in, there was like 6 workers.
Yeah.
And because we went together, so they were like, okay, who's Samantha? Who's Adriana? Come with me.
Yeah.
What do you want? It's like, whoa.
And there were a lot of dresses, and
Yes.
the shop was small.
To be fair, it was both of our first experiences.
It was.
So they didn't know that. They thought maybe we had done it before. But
Yeah.
so that's why we were both like, well, I don't know about you, but I was like super overwhelmed. And like, I don't know, I didn't know what to expect. But it was fun. It was really nice to like see what we like, what style we like better. What about you? How did you feel?
The same.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming. What I thought was funny is that, I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt like they were pulling dresses that I liked for you.
Yeah.
And they weren't really even pulling dresses that you liked at all for yourself.
No.
Do you think they got confused?
Almost like they got confused.
I think they were, I don't know what they were doing. And they were mixing workers, like my girl went to you and then
Yeah.
like vice versa. But then
And
like
the seamstress was walking around.
I was so lost. I was like, who's who? Like,
Yeah,
are you
it was a
helping
little
me? Are you
chaotic.
helping her?
Yeah.
Like,
It was a little
Yeah.
chaotic.
yeah, it was crazy.
Right. And then midway through our appointment, another bride came in with her party. It was a
Right.
lot of people.
Yeah.
So now we were like, the workers were even more
Yeah.
confused, which confused us a bit. However, I am glad we got to try like styles.
Same.
To get an idea of what we like or like narrow that. But it was definitely chaotic for the first experience. The next experience is me, I think.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday. I'm hoping that's going to be more
Mm-hmm.
relaxed. Did you book any other appointments?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Why? You can book. You can.
It's okay. There's a lot going on in June and like July. So I think I'm just going to wait.
You're going to wait
And
till
I have
August?
time. Maybe end of July or
End of July?
we'll see. I'm not in a rush.
And don't forget, you're not in the same seasons also.
No, and
so
I'm
the
October.
stylists might be,
so
there might be new things coming in as well for fall. So
exactly.
yeah.
True.
Well, I
I
mean,
just
we
don't
went
want to
to the
miss it.
store
Like, I don't
yesterday.
want you to tell me not last minute.
That's fine.
Okay.
But we went
Well,
to a store yesterday,
Yeah.
a bridal
we-
shop.
Yeah.
We didn't see any
Yes,
bridal
how was
dresses.
that?
It was good.
I think because we went like the second to last day.
Of the
I don't know,
sale?
that's just how I felt. I
Yeah.
feel like there wasn't many options that I liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of options that like mom liked.
You tried wedding dresses yesterday?
No, it
No.
was there was no wedding dresses. There
Okay.
was just like
Wedding
like
guests?
yeah,
Wedding
guest or
gowns and-
mom
yeah.
of the bride
Yeah.
or like what there were white dresses, but they were like simple dresses.
Okay.
Yeah, but
you didn't like
no,
anything?
Not really. I only tried on 2 dresses, and one didn't fit me, and the other one was also too big actually.
I'm the one who tried on
Yeah, she
most.
tried on like.
I
4
liked all the
dresses.
pictures
Yeah.
Sam sent. Did
Well,
you
there
like
were more.
anything?
Actually, there were more. My favorite, I think, as far as the shape, was the one that Sam picked out. She liked it,
Yeah.
and I went the pink. I like pink, but I'm thinking this might be too much. I'm not the bride. I
the
don't want to stick
color
out
of your
that much.
shirt right now.
Yes, exactly. It's the color of my shirt, but it's different today.
No, I went to a wedding where the mother of the bride wore salmon and she definitely stood out, but it was gorgeous. And I think your mom should stand out on your
Okay.
wedding day.
what
I
I
like the shape
said.
of the dress. I thought it was super flattering. It was very forgiving. It was elegant. It was dramatic. But I was worried about the color a little bit because I don't want to upstate. Was it? What's
I think that's the whole point.
Everybody's
Like
so concerned about upstaging the
Yeah.
bride.
staging. Yeah. Good news
Dress
is that
up.
I look washed out in those colors because there were champagne.
blue. Yeah. Oh.
The pink,
was
no?
Not the pink.
She
but
means
there was
like
champagne
nude
colors.
colors.
Yeah,
Like pink. Like
yeah. There was another.
blush.
Yeah, there was
blush
another
and-
pale color, and I thought, okay, no,
remember.
it just didn't flatter me color wise. I look better in brighter colors, but I know with you, you want to respect certain things, so I wasn't planning on buying anything.
I want to
until-
respect color.
Okay.
and I don't know what even that color is yet.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I didn't want to start
But
looking
the blue
at...
would have been good,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
what theme you're doing?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the blue theme.
So everyone's going to wear blue?
No.
Or you mean like your florals will be like blue?
I think my florals will be blue,
Okay.
bluish with white and green, neutral but with a pop. Classic me, you know?
Like grease blue or like navy blue?
I think
royal blue?
a little bit of variety, even baby blue.
Okay.
We'll see. And still trying to narrow that down specifically. And even the blue, like I'm thinking blue is nice, but I want maybe just another accent color, not just blue. But anyways, I'm going to speak on the phone to a florist. So I have to go physically and like see what they could do, you know? But whatever theme colors I choose, then I want to see how the bridal party is going to wear the colors of the theme, if you will.
Right.
So that's why I'm like not ready yet for you to like find your dress.
Yeah,
you know?
which is totally fine. We have more than enough time.
Yeah. But you didn't want to buy anything. Like there's nothing you liked.
There was one flowery dress. We didn't send you the picture because it was a bit too small. It was very light. It was a fun dress. It was good for, we might have a conference in the fall. I would have worn it then, or maybe for another event, a bridal shower or something. But it just didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I want to know about the fiancés and dad. How is Luca involved in the planning so far?
Well,
Or is he involved in
Or does he want to be?
he as much as he wants to be, like, I would say like his like requirement currently, because we, like I said before, we haven't really done like much planning so far. But like photographer was very important for him. DJ is very important for him as well. So
Yeah,
that we
it's
haven't chosen the DJ yet. We're trying to see, and like he is half Italian, so he's like, oh, preferably if he's Italian would be cool. But in terms of like planning, I would say I'm the one that's done like most of it. Obviously, it's also like my personality. I just take over and I don't really involve him.
Or you give him, you bring a few options,
Yeah.
say, okay, this is what I like. What do you think?
Exactly, and
Okay,
he
which
gives
is what
me
I
a
did
yes
with
or
Dad.
no. He like, it depends on what it is. Yeah.
It's like that meme,
Yes.
that like scene in Friends where Monica has the two pictures of the flowers and she's like pushing the one that she likes towards Chandler. Which flower do you like?
Yeah, exactly. No, Luca doesn't really care much. He cares what he's wearing. He cares
The food?
The food, yes, actually that's a good one. We decided on like a better package because of the food and as well the alcohol. We had an extra hour of open bar, which is like very important for us.
So for him, it's the vibe.
It's the vibe.
Yeah.
It's the night. Like
It's not the
for
details.
him,
It's the vibe of the party.
yeah, like the before part of preparing everything, he's like, you got it. And then once we get like to the game plan, like day of, he's like, okay, we need to make sure like
What about what he's going to wear? Are you going to be implicated in that or?
probably not, because I kind of trust him.
Okay, well, are
I
there
think
going to be
he's gonna
parameters you're going to lay out for him?
Like, he wants to wear a tuxedo, so
Okay,
like
but I'm thinking accent colors, for example. Is he going to go black and white or is he going to add some other color?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, but like I'm assuming black and white. I don't know.
I mean, it is the fall.
Yeah. But then
He
again,
could
like
add a
I'm
little
not
bit
a
of
big
color.
I'm not a big fan of color.
He would look nice in a white
Like fully
jacket.
white.
No, just white jacket and black
Yeah, he could do
tuxedo
that
vibe,
too.
if he likes. But it's because it's the fall.
Yes.
Normal tuxedo will for
Yeah,
sure
Yeah,
he'd probably
it's classic.
wear
more
black.
appropriate. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. This is a future question that I have to ask him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what Antoine wants to wear. I'm assuming also a tux, but we haven't decided. I'm wondering. I'm more so thinking about the thing that they pin there.
Yeah, the corsage,
Mhm.
the flower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have to have that?
No,
not
you
necessarily.
don't have
People
to,
do that.
but people do it to distinguish the wedding
Right.
party.
Okay.
I don't know why I air quoted that, but I just did.
Yeah,
I don't think they're necessary either. But then I was like, oh, maybe
I mean, if the group is going to wear a tuxedo, so obviously
Yeah.
you look like you want us to have the thing.
I didn't really give it much thought.
Why are you listening
it's a
to
traditional,
her?
No,
Do
it's
whatever
just
you
a
want.
traditional thing to do. I'm not saying you have to do it.
I'm just thinking, trying to see what she's actually thinking. It's like I see on her face, she's like, "You should have it."
No,
No?
not
It's
necessarily.
also pretty. It's like a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
you-
actually what it is, I think it binds the couple together because the
flower?
corsage, yes, because the corsage is, if the bride is going to have a bouquet, it's part of her bouquet,
Oh, I
the
see.
corsage. So it links them together as a couple. So
Yeah. What about Dad? How's Dad doing?
we're managing his expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
What expectations? does
Love
he
you,
have
Dad.
That we don't know.
it's stressing him a lot.
Yeah.
The finance aspect of it and things. And, but with Dad, it's like things are sometimes very unclear, as you know. He says things that are very abstract and you don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
So I have to play devil's advocate and say, okay, well, what about this? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to pay for that. What about that? No, I'm not paying for that. So, so just so that it's clear, because it reduces your stress and because you don't need extra stress. So I'm trying to deal with him to try to make sure that things are very clear.
For you.
That's the way it is. What
We
do you
don't
want?
realize how much our mom really has to deal.
Mother of the bride.
Not only is she the mother of the brides, but she's the therapist.
Oh God. Like, hello. Yes, therapist. Even with you two sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Definitely.
I mean, anyway.
But
Yeah.
I think he's excited at the core of it.
He is.
Yeah.
And people are laughing at him. It's like, oh my God, the two of them are getting married. It's going
Such a
to be
big
so
problem.
expensive. And he's going like, don't remind me. But he's happy. I mean, we have to look forward to good occasions. And these are two great occasions. So yeah, we're definitely happy about that. And again, I'm trying to take a step back as well and say, okay, let's stay calm and rational and not get too emotional. And, the engagement party's in a couple of weeks. So again, I've been talking to Sam about, okay, we're still missing this or we're missing that. Because I like to be prepared. I don't like last minute things. It stresses me out. So I want to keep it as smooth, iron out all the bumps as much as possible, as soon as possible. So it goes as smoothly as possible. So I was talking to a neighbor of ours recently, and I was telling him that we're having the engagement party in the backyard, and we're hoping that it's not going to rain. Otherwise we're going to be saying, "Oh, two of my kids got married in our backyard. I have a tent that you can borrow." And I'm going, this man,
Thank God.
he's a saint. He's a saint. So he sent us pictures and stuff, and it's going to be the perfect size. It looks like. So if we need it, we have that
I
option.
can't wait. I'm super excited.
Yeah. So we're looking forward
Yeah.
to it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Say the neighbors are really coming in
Neighboring.
clutch.
Yeah.
One got a tent. One is lending us 4 tables.
Yes, that's right.
What
yeah.
about chairs?
We're ordering.
Yeah, we
got
got
yeah.
chairs.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the neighbor on the other
excited.
says, like, make sure you keep the music down because we don't want to. But of course, she was kidding.
Just a little.
Yeah,
chair.
she goes,
That's
I'll
great.
play it as loud as you want. for
It's
as
a
long as you
Saturday
want."
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah, no, we've got really good neighbors, knock on wood, so we shouldn't see any problem. I mean, not that we're going to be very rowdy or anything like that.
No, we're only
think it'll be
25
okay.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I want to play a game of who's most likely to bridal edition to close things out. We can kind of point at each other, if you will, but let's just go rapid fire. So most likely to cry when seeing the flowers. Me?
Yeah.
I think so, probably, yeah.
You probably.
Maybe. Yeah, me too.
Most likely to forget the marriage license.
Me for sure.
Most likely to show up late to their own wedding.
100%.
Most likely to get tipsy before the first dance. Yeah. Most likely to change their wedding color scheme last minute.
You think?
I think it would be me.
Maybe you, honestly.
You, because
That's a
you
tough
already know
one.
what you want. I think you just want white.
I think so. Yeah, I would say her.
No, I don't think you would do that. 'cause
No?
It's too last
No?
minute.
I think
No,
she
no.
would if she didn't like it. Last minute
I
is
think she's going
as
to plan
in
it
like
enough in advance to
Yeah.
have an idea what it looks like before.
For sure.
Because otherwise, that would be way too stressful to have to change last minute.
Yeah, it would be.
So, no, I don't think that would happen.
Just not happen at all.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Most likely to change, most likely to forget to book the DJ.
I don't think any of us would do that.
Forget to book
You've
the
already
DJ.
booked
That's like a
yours,
big
so it's-
thing.
No, I don't. That's really important. How would you?
How would you forget that?
Out of curiosity, I know you have a whole, file on keeping organized. How are you keeping
I do have a whole file, which I sell, by the way. You can buy it in the description box below. There's actually a subscription code for the podcast brides. So, but I sent it to her.
Oh, really?
I have yet to open it.
How are you keeping track of things? Or you're not there yet?
My brain.
I think
Your
when you're
brain.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
when you're like 8 months out and you're like, I
Yes.
really need to check what I need to do, you're going to open
I
up
will.
that file and you're going to be like, did I do this? Did I do this?
Yeah.
There's
I
like
probably will,
200 something tasks in there and you're not going to miss anything, knock on
No,
wood, if you
probably
follow
not.
that file. Really, you won't.
Well, so far, I write everything in like my notes.
Okay, so you are keeping track.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
haven't done much. So
Okay.
yeah, like for the engagement party, everything's in my notes.
Yeah, but the engagement party is a lot easier to plan.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like a test run for me.
Yeah.
It is a test run, but it's a lot easier to plan because you're not having to think about things like what's the order of people doing their makeup that we're going to go in
Right.
the morning of?
Yeah.
Who's walking down the aisle first, second, third? You're not thinking of those details. You're thinking of the reception, if you will, on a micro level at the
Yeah.
reception, at the engagement party, but not like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Sam already came over yesterday with some of the food, the alcohol.
And the food.
The alcohol and the soft
mixers,
drinks.
yeah.
Right. Right. And then we started thinking about decor as well. Unfortunately, we put up the lights and then we took them down because it wasn't enough. And Dad and I went and bought more lights. So I gave her back her lights and now we're going to have our own. So we're going to put those up. So just to get a feel for it.
For
And I've
what
got it
it
on
is.
timers. So it turns on by itself. One less thing to have to worry about.
Love it. I love it. Mom, Sam, thank you so much for joining me on Wedding Wednesday. I
was
really
fun.
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
I hope you girls enjoyed
Yeah,
yourselves.
very
very much
fun.
so.
Please tell everyone where they can connect with you.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Beauty by Samantha Zacher. I do lashes in the West Island area in Pierrefonds. So yeah, send me a message.
And you could reach me on Instagram as well at Rabat Carolyn. And if mother of the brides or grooms, mother of the grooms have any questions, feel free to reach out. Be more than happy to help out.
If anybody has a crazy wedding horror story to share with us on the pod, feel free to email it at hello@weddingwednesdaypod.com. Of course, rate, review, subscribe. Please do all the things because it really does help our podcast grow. And with that, we will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.